25, okay? Like, I'm 25. Clock is kind of ticking. I'm not in a rush, but the clock is kind of ticking, okay? So I'm, like, realizing, like, okay, I'm 25. I'm almost to 30. I'm, like, getting real close to 30. Not saying I want to be married and have kids by 30, but I'm just, like, you know, we need to speed it up a little bit, but dating is so hard. Because why are grown men acting like 16-year-old boys? I genuinely don't understand. Like, why can't you just take me out to a nice place and then just drop me off and then tell me, hey, I had a good time, let's take things slow and see where it goes, instead of trying to, I genuinely, I'm fucking crash out.
Well, the answer to that question is fairly simple there, Sweet Cheeks. The men available to you don't have to do any of those things. And if we're being perfectly honest, you have no problem being treated that way. Any man who does put his best foot forward, maybe takes you to a nice dinner, agree not to sleep with you for a minimum of 6 months, is just going to be seen as weak. You want the men who don't want you, and the men who don't want you are just looking to dance the Humpty Dump with you in a Burger King bathroom. And they're not exactly keen on the fine dining experiences, especially since he knows you're willing to entertain a drink at a seedy dive bar that's 25 miles away from your house. Now, the reason why this particular clock is ticking is because you're letting it tick. When you're young, you have an obscene amount of options, and a lot of those dudes won't make dating complicated. You just made it complicated with your demands, and when those dudes said no, you folded every single time. We just walked away and are treating ourselves to nice dinners, because unlike you, we got a little bit more time on that clock than you do. Trust me, we have a lot more.
Remember, your biological clock is ticking.
I love how simple guys are. They'll be like, you get me. Like, yeah, you just get me. Yeah, I understand the English language. I am literate. Like, that's how simple men are, is that if you are cognitive and you can pick up on verbal cues, they'll be like, nah, you see me like no one has. I'm like, really? Like, I think if an animatronic had spent enough time with a man, they'd understand him. That's racist! Okay, it's like pretty simple stuff. And I'm not upset. Like, I do feel special when guys are like, nah, it's you that gets me 100. Because I'm like, yes, absolutely, like, just me, only me, forever me. But also, like, we're doing paint by number type of communication. Okay, this isn't really, I hope I get you. If you were like, you don't get me, I'd be scared. Okay, I'd be like, all right, taking a phonics class. Like, I would hope. That's like the base level of the American English communication language.
You don't know what words mean, do you?
Oh boy, is anybody gonna tell her or should I? I'm already here, so I might as well. Lady, you're not getting a thing. I mean, seriously, you're just not. And judging from the fact that you wouldn't be caught dead with a proud member of the illustrious bottom 95% club, you're going after the samurai masters of the game. And when they say things like, you get me, it's not paint by numbers. That's a concept that's far too advanced for the likes of you. It's just a meaningless MacGuffin word that's supposed to signify an emotional connection, which is the one thing that you want. And hearing words like that make you moister than a Duncan Hines cake in a Turkish steam room. And you're so inept that you can't even see past the literal definition of the words. Now, I won't disagree. Men are simple creatures. That's why they generally don't care much for you, toots. You're like a 900-page manual for a cheap set of headphones you get at the dollar store. It's too complicated for something that's not really worth having.
That's funny because it's so true.
I have a question. Where are all the good men at? And I am being so serious right now. I am being for real. I want to know where the good men are at. If you're someone who dates men and also hates men, I feel like those things are at conflict. And I personally just don't want to carry that around anymore. It's too heavy, it's too much, and I want to heal from it, I want to move on. But I feel like where I'm lacking and where we are lacking societally is just having these positive examples of men being good, men being safe, men being trustworthy. So if you have examples of this, I want to know about it. Please share about it, put it in the comments. Men, if you're seeing this, please chime in, please pipe in. Like, are we safe with you? How can we feel safe with you? How can we stop carrying around this hate for men, especially when we want to be with you? I want to love men so badly, and I do, but sometimes it's hard to feel safe with y'all. So where are the good men at?
Emotional damage.
Oh, you know what? I could have sworn I sent you a postcard. I mean, didn't you get it? I mean, we were all hanging out over at Skeeter's house. So get this. Skeeter had this full-sized refrigerator of assorted Lego. I mean, you should have seen it. This thing was packed to the brim. So naturally, we decided to dump the entire contents out and make a scale replica model of the gorilla camp battle from Predator. I mean, we had everything. We had the flaming helicopter, Blaine mowing down random Hispanic stereotypes with Old Painless, Dutch throwing his machete at that one dude. I mean, you really should have seen it. It was freaking awesome. We then spent the rest of the evening playing golf with baseball bats and trying to figure out a way to recreate that battle with Nerf blasters without having to resort to spending millions of dollars. And trust me, gentlemen and gents, we got ourselves some ideas. You'd be surprised what you could do with a handful of cardboard and some low-grade fireworks. Now, we did consider inviting you, but there really wasn't any point. The female hostage only comes into play after the battle is over, so we really didn't have much use for you. I mean, I would apologize, but it's not really my fault, so I won't.
You son of a bitch.
Men are fucking useless and I will die on that fucking hill, okay? Most fucking jobs in the world are created by them, for them, and they're not fucking real. The stock market is not fucking real. It's the video games. Money is not fucking real. Do you understand? Most jobs are not real. These like tech bros and all these guys are just making up shit because they're fucking bored, because they're fucking deadbeats. They're not showing up for their families. They're not fucking taking care of the children. We are, because we are the fucking backbone of humanity and literally the keys to humanity. Okay? Not only do we bear children, we raise society. Okay? Like, you're fucking useless. Okay? Come for me in the comments. I don't give a shit. You're useless and you know it. And that's why you fucking come after us.
I must have missed 60 minutes. What are you saying?
Well, I guess you would have a point if it wasn't for the fact that coal mining, oil drilling, and farming were almost exclusively done by men, and they're most certainly real. And also, we can't forget about the fact that the only way you can give birth is if a man gives you a seed. And there's also that pesky little detail that society has been built and maintained by men for literally generations, which is why you have the luxuries that you take for granted. And you can't forget about the men who fight the wars for you, or the any other abundant reasons as to why you need us. So I guess you don't really have a point. You're just losing it because men reject you on a basis that's significantly higher than regular. But I don't see how it can be our fault why you're freaking out. I mean, if we were truly as useless as you claim, then we shouldn't be able to have the ability to get under your skin like this. So no matter how you try to slice a woman, men are indeed not useless.
You stupid.
3 things I do not do as a single woman in her 30s. Number 1, I do not audition for roles that I did not ask to play. So if you're looking for a therapist, a savior, a stand-in mother, you've reached the wrong casting department. I am personally booked and unavailable. Number 2, and this one is so important, I do not do almost. I don't do almost committed. I don't do almost available. I don't do almost healed. I do not do potential. I do present. 3, I will not abandon myself to be chosen. So if I have to shrink, silence, or sabotage my own needs to keep you, that means that I'm not keeping me. And I've worked way too hard to lose her again. Okay, I lied. 4, because this is a really important one and I do not want to leave it out. I do not confuse attention for affection. Compliments do not equal consistency, and I do not confuse butterflies with safety or chemistry with commitment.
That's amazing! So your rules are to effectively sabotage yourself into being alone for the rest of your life. So yeah, that makes sense. No, seriously, it does. You may not realize it yet, but this video has pretty much tactically nuked your dating value from orbit. Any man who sees this is going to be immediately turned off by this because you're vain, insufferable, and brainwashed beyond the point of saving. And you insist on sabotaging your personal life because you've received so much damage from situationships, month-long flings, and straight up disrespecting the good men that you can't really feel comfortable living otherwise, so you wrap yourself up in the security blanket that is online attention because that's more comforting to you than the mere idea of having a man that's less than perfect. I mean, you might as well at this point. You've pretty much sealed your fate, so you might as well just double down and make sure your dating life is just a massive crater that's the size of Nebraska, which coincidentally describes the amount of gratitude I have for the fine members of the bounty board over on Patreon. Well, maybe not Nebraska. I really don't think that's big enough. I mean, Alaska would work if you throw in the Yukon and the Northwest Territories as well, but even when you do that, that is still a mere fraction. All hail! If you're interested in supporting the channel, check out the bounty board over on Patreon, where $5 a month gets you access to exclusive content you're not going to find on YouTube. I'll leave the link in the pinned comment down below for you.
We're on express elevator to hell, going down.
People can feel the attraction between you and another person, even if you don't fully feel it yourself. I keep getting this energy that, like, whatever this is, for you, it's like low-key, it's like sitting in the back of your subconscious mind. It's not at the forefront, but it's at the forefront for other people. It's like other people see the energy between the two of you, even if the two of you are resistant of it or blinded to it. That's not to say that you don't notice the energy, because I do get the vibe that there's some recognition of it, but I feel like you don't see how strong this connection is from the outside perspective. And it's something about the eye contact, okay? It's like I feel like people notice you guys like looking at each other when you're not looking, but they also feel the heat of when you guys do look at each other.
What?
Lady, have you been binge watching Friends? Because what you're talking about sounds exactly like a will they won't they plotline to a sitcom. Everybody can tell it gets annoying, and even though it's none of our freaking business, we still get dragged down into it, even though we have nothing to gain from the situation that doesn't even involve us directly. So why in the hell should we care if there's energy or not? It's your freaking problem if you're attracted to the guy. I mean, we're not rooting for you. What you do with your clogged up manhole of never-ending hell is none of our concern. And if you're blind to this so-called energy, then that just means you're not interested in the guy. So anybody who does magically know isn't going to count because he was never wanted in the first place. So what exactly is the point here? You want your buddies to set you up on dates or something? I mean, lady, I don't think that men are going to solve your problems here. Stopping your morning mainlining of meth and LSD might help though.
You know what I mean? It's like burning laser beams into the air. It's like people have to, like, when you guys make when you guys are making eye contact with each other, it's like a laser beam and people have to like dip beneath it. Catherine Zeta-Jones, she dips beneath the laser. But I feel like that just shows, like, this shows the magnitude of this attraction, is that the people around you sense it even when you're trying to deny or resist it. It's evident, it's there, it's in the air, and it is felt and seen by everybody who is in your energetic field. It's giving a little bit of like voyeurist. It's giving hot. It's giving let me get a little bit of that, please.
Lady, you're scaring us.
You know what? I got nothing. I honestly have no idea what you're talking about, woman. But to be fair, I don't spend my time looking for people who are making eye contact with others. I just don't have that kind of time. I mean, you clearly do. It took you all of 18 hours to come up with that Catherine Zeta-Jones reference, and I don't even know what in the hell you're talking about when you do that. I mean, I guess she was pretty hot in The Phantom, one of the best movies around. What do you get when you mix a wig-wearing Billy Zane bantering with Treat Williams, who's hamming up his performance so wonderfully that he should have gotten a freaking Oscar for it? Well, I'll tell you what you get. You get a movie that is so wonderfully cheesy that it forces Bruce Campbell himself to start taking a few notes. I mean, this movie's got everything. It's got punching, it's got dual-wielding 1911s, an Asian stereotype blowing up an Italian mafia stereotype with a freaking cannon, and unlike the fake lasers this broad is talking about, this movie actually does have lasers. So if you ask me, The Phantom is way better than dealing with a broad like this.
Here are some things I should have learned through my own life experience, but I learned from women on TikTok instead. I will never trust a man again. I should have never trusted them in the first place. Men don't care about your feelings. Men don't care about your feelings. Men do not care about your feelings. Men care about how your feelings might impact them, but they don't care about your feelings. All men lie. Every single one of them. Every single one of them. If they profess to be all Christian and religious, that's even more of a red flag. They all lie. Men don't actually even like women. Like, they want to use us. They like what we give them. They like what they get from us. But they don't like us as human beings. Romantic love is a fucking myth. A joke. A farce. We were sold a lie from a very, very young age, and that's what we've all bought into. It doesn't exist.
Wow, that's fantastic work, man. You have the wisdom of a 6,000 or 7,000-year-old man. That's fantastic. We don't have to fill up the whole blackboard after all.
Oh, golly gee willikers, lady. I mean, I could have told you that. Generations of women have been sold the lie that marriage is just one gigantic romantic trip where you're endlessly happy. And once the reality kicks in, the second things get a little dicey, you pull the frickin' plug and start up your healing journey where you blame men for all of your problems because you kept making them for yourself. And yes, some men lie, and yes, other men cheat, and yes, there are men who are bastards out there, but it's an incredibly mean-spirited thing to do to just accuse us of all the behaviors of men just because you kept picking the wrong ones over and over again. They're not an accurate representation of the entire male population, but you still feel the need to lump us in there too because apparently even when you're getting ignored, you're still not immune to the incessant blaming of your typical modern woman.
Don't fall for it. It's always been transactional for men. Always, from the very beginning. I don't see any reason why we should feel any guilt for it being transactional for us. We should get what we can get from the men. We should use them for what they are good for. Shh. Men aren't capable of love. Not the kind of love that women give and want in return. They're not. They don't know how to love us. Men are driven by their lust for women and their need for approval from other men. That's it. That's it. So I'm in the grief stage of realizing these truths, and let me tell you, it is not fun. It is hard. It's really fucking hard. That's what this page has become. It used to be about sober content, but part of my sober journey is learning the truth about relationships. These are really negative takes, and I'm not trying to manifest more awful men in my life by pointing out these truths. What I want is more strong women around me, and me being one. I want my daughters to know I'm growing these truths. That's what I want.
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby! Don't you put that on us!
I'm gonna level with you, gentlemen and gents. I'm not about to knock on sobriety. I mean, getting sober is one of the hardest things a person can do. It's incredibly easy to fall off the wagon, and it's even harder to try again. You could go years or decades without being tempted, and then the next thing you know, you're back at your old habits again. It's a lifelong battle, and it's a massive struggle. I totally get that, but woman, it's hard enough trying to stay sober when all you got is a whole bunch of hate in your heart. I mean, listen to what you're saying here. You're spewing up all of this bile on an entire group of men who have not only done you no harm, they wish you no harm either. And yet you have to insult us by saying that we don't know how to love, that we don't care about your feelings, and we're just the worst thing to ever be invented since unsliced bread. We're not to blame for your problems, woman, so stop trying to blame us. You clearly have a lot of crap that you need to work on, but you won't do that because you're too busy getting angry at us for practically no reason, and that is not healthy. And we all know the first step is admitting you have a problem, and judging from how you're talking, you'll never sober up from your crippling addiction to bitterness. And that's gonna do it for today's video, gentlemen and gents. And as always, if you find that my particular brand of comedy is bringing you to the brink of laughter, then why don't you scroll on down and click that like and subscribe button, ring the notification bell, leave a couple of comments, and be sure to share this video so we can give the good old-fashioned middle finger to the YouTube algorithm. Thank you once again for checking out the new video, gentlemen and gents, and until next time, peace out, homies.